Talk show host Ellen DeGeneres has a knack for coaxing celebrities into outrageous confessions on her show. From spilling the beans about hookups to revealing the worst things they've ever done, these are the craziest things stars confessed on The Ellen Show. We don't know exactly what heaven would look like to Kristen Bell, but we know at least one thing. It would be utterly filled with sloths. Yes, we're talking about those adorable, slow, sleepy tree huggers that have an entire ecosystem living on their backs. The creatures are so cute that they make Belle weep. Literally. In a 2012 episode of The Ellen Show, the Frozen actress revealed that she's obsessed with sloths in an interesting way. Belle shared a super cute story about her husband, actor Dax Shepard, introducing her to one of the creatures as a birthday gift. But Belle said her response was more than a little surprising to her husband because she didn't know how to process the revelation that she would finally be meeting a sloth.
Because my entire life had been waiting for this moment where I would get to interact, I'm serious, with the sloth.
The result? A strange and funny video of Belle crying hysterically that Ellen showed to the audience.
I don't know. You're so sad that one's coming to your party.
Having just learned Belle's emotional weakness for sloths, Ellen couldn't help but have a little bit more fun with the actress.
Let's bring out the cutest sloth.
Oh, you did it.
No, I just wanted to see.
While you might think there's little left for Magic Mike to be afraid of after conquering public nudity, you'd be wrong. Actor Channing Tatum is surprisingly terrified of singing, but that's not his deepest, darkest fear. Apparently, all it takes to get him shaking is a well-placed porcelain doll. In a 2014 episode of The Ellen Show, Tatum rather bashfully revealed that porcelain dolls freaked him out more than just about anything else.
I just think they're really super freaky. They have like real eyes and they look real, and I just imagine when I walk by them, their heads turn with you the whole time.
Of course, DeGeneres took the opportunity to reveal Tatum's reaction to the dolls by revealing a pair of the creepiest porcelain dolls she could find. In the middle of his terror, Tatum asked a pretty valid question.
Look at your body language.
That is not right. Look at it. Why does someone make that?
DeGeneres invaded Tatum's personal space a bit in an attempt to get him to touch one of the dolls. It's just speculation, but we don't think she converted him. Everyone has their favorite Spice Girl, but we're not sure which one is Justin Timberlake's. In a 2018 episode of The Ellen Show, the man of the woods admitted he hooked up with a Spice Girl back in the age of NSYNC. What we really want to know, was it before Britney or after? Timberlake confessed alongside his fellow boy banders during one of DeGeneres' famed Never Have I Ever segments. While all the boys admitted they hooked up in their tour bus, JT was the sole NSYNC member to turn his paddle around to I have when asked if they'd ever hooked up with a Spice Girl.
All right.
DeGeneres didn't follow up, but Vulture did some deep digging and believes all signs point to Emma Bunton, better known as Baby Spice. According to Lance Bass's Instagram post, the boys met the Spice Girls in 1996 when both groups released their first singles. That gives Timberlake 3 years to get close and personal with Bunton before making it official with Britney Spears. Miley Cyrus reportedly wed longtime fiancé Liam Hemsworth in a secret ceremony on Christmas Eve in 2018. Everything was perfect except for her engagement ring. That's right, Cyrus might love Hemsworth, but she apparently doesn't love his taste in jewelry. In a 2016 Ellen Show appearance, the Malibu singer admitted she isn't fond of her 3.5-carat Neil Lane diamond engagement ring.
It's very weird because this is like real jewelry, and most of my jewelry is made out of like gummy bears and cotton candy. And they don't look that good together because they kind of mix up.
But Miley doesn't solve the problem by removing the ring. She told Ellen she just adds to it.
So sometimes I like replace it with an actual like unicorn or a Looney Tune, and he's kind of like, what's going on? It's like, well, this isn't really my aesthetic, but I'll wear it because you love me.
Here's hoping Cyrus's wedding band is made out of sour straw. In a 2016 Never Have I Ever segment, George Clooney proved that when it came to scandalous behavior, he could still keep up with younger celebrities like music siren Rihanna. In particular, both stars admitted to bearing it all in different circumstances. Rihanna owned up to texting an inappropriate selfie, while Clooney admitted to emailing and Instagramming similar photos, and it got saucier from there. All three stars admitted they had never hooked up with someone over the age of 50, but keep in mind, both Clooney and DeGeneres were in their mid-50s at the time. Regardless, Clooney made his feelings on the matter clear.
Just wrong. It's wrong.
No.
It's just wrong.
He also made the embarrassing admission that he's forgotten the name of someone he's hooked up with, but chalked it up to being drunk before noon. Jennifer Aniston is no stranger to The Ellen Show. The former Friends star has appeared on the show a lot over the years and once even admitted to getting busy on a plane during a game of Never Have I Ever, but later admitted she was just kidding. In 2018, Jennifer Aniston gave us the rundown on a surprisingly early and less than glamorous job. When asked the weirdest paying job she'd ever worked, Aniston told Ellen how she made big bucks long before starring in Friends.
I cut hair in the 9th grade and made $10 a haircut.
In the 9th grade. Wow.
Funny, considering years later everyone would be walking around with the Rachel. But what really threw Ellen for a loop was when she asked Aniston, besides the obvious choices, what she enjoyed doing naked.
Watch TV?
You watch TV naked?
Yeah. Is that weird?
Aniston clarified what she meant, saying she enjoyed watching TV in bed, which makes sense, but the initial reaction was priceless. While rapper and entrepreneur P. Diddy may be a bad boy for life, on a 2013 episode of The Ellen Show, he admitted to something that probably made him the last kid to be invited for sleepovers. To help promote a drink he and buddy Mark Wahlberg had invested in, Diddy revealed that his poor hydration choices as a child meant his sheets had to be cleaned more than those of other kids.
I used to pour like a half a pound of sugar into the Kool-Aid. Besides it having me bouncing off the walls, I used to be a bedwetter, okay?
He went on to describe his attempts to stop wetting the bed as a quest and credited his success at that for allowing him to be successful in life.
And the first day I had a sleepover and I didn't wet the bed, it was like one of the greatest days of my life, and it gave me the swagger that I have today because I stopped wetting the bed.
So if you're looking to make millions like Diddy, just remember that step 1 is stop wetting the bed. The next time you hear Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone, it may take on a whole new meaning once you hear what she confessed on The Ellen Show. Though the singer is now a happily married mother of 2, she was once navigating the difficult world of teenage dating, which led her to do what she said was the worst thing she's ever done. In a 2016 episode of The Ellen Show, Clarkson was promised $10,000 to support a breast cancer charity, but only if she revealed a celebrity confession she's never told anyone before. Her scandalous secret? She once dipped out in the middle of a date. She told Ellen that her date, who wasn't quite as tall as Clarkson, couldn't stop talking about his shortness.
He proceeded to talk about his height for like a solid hour. And then I went to the bathroom and I left.
We can only hope that whoever the guy was that she bailed on, Kelly's songs have proven true and he's stronger for the rejection. And hopefully learned to talk about something other than his height.